Ben, ba ba ben, ba ba ben.
Tom, 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 ta-da-dom, ta-da-dom.
Ben. Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back.
You're welcome.
This is it. This is the final TNG roundup.
Yeah, the last of it.
And as we all know, all good things must end.
So true. So very true. God,
Do you get it?
do.
What have you done to my beautiful chat?
I pressed the button. So, next up, boom, Preemptive Strike. This was a great episode. Big fan. I like Ro.
Yeah, Instant Rose, cool.
Honestly feels like one of the more complex, well-written characters.
Yeah, she actually seems to have some kind of backstory. It isn't just the fucking best at what they do.
Yeah, you know, it's nice having someone who has a more complicated, kind of darker, more fucked up history. Because, you know, not everything is super squeaky clean in old Star Trek world, even though most people just have perfect lives.
Yeah. A couple of people are really on the fringes.
I see it was a cool episode. She is on the ship. They're worried about whatever fucking space rebels who are attacking the Cardassians because they live in the neutral zone,
demilitarized
zone, and they're attacking the Cardassians because the Cardassians keep doing things like fucking bombing them, even though they say like, "Oh no, we didn't mean to."
Whoops! Training exercise.
Yeah, and so these guys they're like attacking the Cardassians back
because they're like the Federation doesn't want to break the treaty.
Yeah, the Federation's more concerned about like kind of maintaining the peace, like than saving these people. But I don't know, it's a complex issue. And so they sent her to go undercover to join up with them because she's got like her spotty history where she was court-martialed in the past. She's a Bajoran that grew up in a fucking like horrible military camp. You know, she's the perfect person to join the rebels.
And then it turns out she's maybe a little too perfect to join the rebels.
Yeah, a little bit too on board because they come up with this plan to kill all of the rebels in one go. And she's like,
I'm not okay with this.
I think I'm not okay with this now, especially because they've got like that like little peaceful town, and just some Cardassians just turn up and just start fucking just shooting people.
Oh, fuck.
And she's like, Cardassians are pricks. I think I'm going to join the people that don't like Cardassians because I don't like Cardassians.
Yeah.
But there's a good scene where to like set up her her cover story. She like goes into this bar and like sits down, and then some Starfleet people come in, and they're like, literally like 2 seconds later, and they're like, "We're looking for a Bajoran woman with dark hair. Has anyone seen her?" And there are like 12 people in this very small room, and she's just sat in the corner. And how, like, she starts like kissing this guy, but like one of the 12 people in this small room, like they seem like the most inept people at tracking someone if they can't find her in this room.
They're like the stormtroopers at Mos Eisley.
It's a bit like that, but even Mos Eisley had a bit more going on and a slightly more complicated layout. Super bad.
Yeah, they're just good at shooting.
But yeah, so she ends up like, kind of breaking her loyalty to Picard.
Shit.
And goes off and joins the rebels.
Wow. Well, good for her.
It was a good episode.
Well, there's a character exactly like her who's one of the main characters in Deep Space Nine. And I wonder if at some point that character was written for her. Because they're so similar. Like, they're basically the same person with a different name.
Oh, really?
So I wonder if when they did the spin-off, they were like, oh, people like her, let's push her over. Because it's always good to keep some recognizable elements when you do a spin-off.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Oh, it was supposed to be her, but the actress didn't want to do it, apparently, according to VizT.
Really?
Wow. Okay. There is that awkward scene in the first Deep Space Nine where Picard turns up and is like, hands the new captain a torch,
Oh, nice.
turns to camera and says, "Don't worry, it's gonna be okay."
Okay, great. Love that.
Which is really, really awkward. I can't remember if he actually hands anything over to him or not, but it feels like that's what that scene is.
Because there was a line. I can't remember which episode it was. God, it was like one of these. I don't know. They like need something, or like they're tracking someone, or maybe it's this one because they think it's the Donbass sisters were trying to kill Worf. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah, those crazy, wacky Klingon sisters.
And they're like, "Oh, we last heard they went to Deep Space Nine. We'll like phone up someone because they think they phone up
Oh, okay.
the Ferengi who is the barkeep." And they're like, "Oh, how's it going there?" They're like, "Oh, it's like there's never a dull moment in Deep Space Nine.
Make sure you come and check it
There's
out.
so many great adventures
It's so
happening
cool here."
And like really hammed it up. I was like,
Amazing.
this is like a little
Excellent
plug.
cross promotion in there.
Just a little advert there. Go check it out.
Amazing.
But yeah, so then boom, the last episode.
Oh,
It was an hour and a half long. I don't think it needs to be an hour and a half long.
that was usually the way with the double episodes. They never usually had quite enough to fill 2 episodes with.
And I would say it was fine.
Fair enough.
Like-
It's just like a little walk through futures. And this is what's going to happen to everyone one day, maybe.
There was like a little bit of the past and a little bit of the future, and Geordie's grown his eyes back.
Yeah.
Brad.
Wild. I think they fixed that in the second film. I think he gets his eyes back in film 2 because he's like, I am sick of wearing this thing.
Oh, but originally he couldn't do it because his eyes were so gone.
Yeah.
Technology couldn't be a thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it in First Contact that he has robot eyes?
Well, in this episode, I think it's this episode where he starts growing his eyes back.
Oh,
That's a thing, but I'm pretty sure he is still wearing his visor in the other ones.
okay.
But yeah, he's in that. Worf's now.
Is this the one where there's the Enterprise, but it's got like a third nacelle?
Yeah,
And it's like Enterprise X.
that's the future one.
Riker's the captain?
Yeah, and God, everyone else has aged pretty nicely, but Riker looks like shit. And yeah, it's like in the future, everyone fucking hates each other now.
Aww.
And Deanna Troy's dead. Rip.
Yeah, jeez.
And then there's like time shit, and Q's there, kind of queuing around, having a good time. And it was fine. It was just a bit long. Like, cause
It's a nice send-off, though, I feel like. It really feels like an end to the show.
yeah, that was good because like you see what Picard is probably going to do when he's older, even though he's got fucking like space Alzheimer's in the future, and whatever. Everyone's doing their own thing. I feel like Geordie probably had the best time because he's got a wife and kids, and he just seems super fucking happy.
Oh, good for Geordie.
Just having a great time. But yeah, like the actual like mystery of like Picard is time jumping between the 3 times, like the current day, the future times when he's old, and then the old times when he first joined the ship. And like then just solving that thing where it just means whatever. It's a paradox.
Okay.
And that because they did a thing that then causes all of these things to happen, and so young him is going to have to do it at every point in his life as well.
Okay, it's one of those classic
and-
time travel loop.
Q's there, and he's like, "Good job, Picard. You thought about it being a paradox, and that means that you're smart now. And so I'm not going to destroy all of humankind or something."
Wow.
And that is the...
Oh, shit. Does O'Brien get a send-off?
O'Brien's there, but he is not part of the... they all play a poker game at the end, and Picard comes and joins them. He's like, I should have done this. I should have done this before. I don't know why I never did. And they're like, you are always welcome. And I just wish it just like slowly panned out of that shot to just O'Brien
Stuck in his room.
table.
No, he's not sat. He's not allowed a chair.
Stood at his table, just like, beep, beep. Does anyone need transporting? Okay. Boop, 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 boop. And like they're all just having this great time playing poker, just all getting along, and him just all by himself.
Oh,
because he is in the episode.
Yeah, he is on the ship, but he's just not allowed at the fun table.
Nope, not allowed to play poker.
But he's not an officer, right?
Oh,
he's a
chief.
He's a chief, yeah, which is like a non-commissioned rank.
Oh.
It's like one of the highest. It's the highest rank you can be without being an officer.
Okay. Well, yeah. Fuck me. That poker game's only for officers.
Exactly.
Not fucking plebs.
Even the ensigns outrank the chief.
Wow.
It's like in Battlestar Galactica. Do you remember Chief of the Deck in that? There's that whole episode where whoever's in charge isn't there, and so like fucking not Hot Dog but Crashdown is like the senior officer in the group, and Chief is there, and he's got like 10 years experience on him.
He's done loads of.
He's just like, hey, Crashdown, we should probably do this, and he's just like, yeah, Chief, okay, that's my order. Do what Chief said.
I remember that. But yeah, so no good times for old O'Brien.
Oh my God, do you see that in chat? O'Brien, transport us another round of drinks.
Just like, it's like, oh guys, I could just bring those myself. No, don't worry about it, O'Brien. I think this will be quicker. Just wow, that poor fucking guy.
I know, you're just gonna feel bad for him, isn't he? Oh poor old O'Brien.
So yeah, it's all over now.
There you go. And you never have to watch it again.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
Achievement unlocked. Display it on your profile page.
I did it.
Well done.
I did it. Well done to me. Now what's Stargate? No, I don't fucking care about Stargate at all.
What about the Naquadus reactors?
Oh, the liquid Naquadus reactor is going wrong again. God, that's like every fucking episode.
I mean, to be fair, you could say the same thing about the warp core.
It's true. There's a lot of warp core stuff and tachyon fields, and there's just
chronoparticles.
a list of buzzwords. Also, fuck me, in that the episode where the pipe cleaner monster is made.
Okay.
They're just like bumming around, and then they're like, "Oh shit! The ship literally just went to warp. Just went to like max
Not supposed
warp."
to do that.
And they're like, "We're gonna have to like vent the fucking reactor to stop this because we can't do anything else, and then we won't be able to fly again for like another week." And they're like, "Shit, do that." And then they stop, and they're like, "Oh fuck, okay, this is fine." And then they're like, "Okay, what happened?" They're doing the scan, and they're like, "Oh, holy shit! Like fucking tachyon particles or something, anti-tachyon particles."
Yeah.
Where we were, they had like coated the ship, and the ship jumped to warp speed like 1.5 seconds before we were about to explode. And there's no way we could have tracked that because our scanners aren't aimed in that direction.
Right.
And so they almost fucking died. And if it wasn't for the pipe cleaner,
So it saved them.
It saved
on purpose.
them.
Did it know?
because it knew about it
Oh.
because it was like in their systems. I don't know.
Okay.
And jumped them to space. But if this was any other week,
They'd just all be dead.
they just all would have instantly died.
Yeah.
And that would have been the end of the show.
Fucking hell.
I feel like I would be... You'd be
I feel
fucking
like
freaked out.
the camera is following like it just jumps timelines. Anytime the Enterprise would be destroyed,
Oh.
it finds like the million like alternate realities where they narrowly avoid being destroyed.
Yeah.
And so we're following this like tree branch route path.
To all different versions. Yeah, because you've already seen that there's loads of different timelines and versions of stuff splintering off. Mm-hmm. But yeah, in a lot of those, everyone is dying all the fucking time.
It's like the luckiest timeline where they fluke out of every
I think that does make sense. Because, yeah, there's been so many times where they should have just fucking exploded.